I've ever been happy in this press room, so it feels pretty good. Congratulations to Maryland on an outstanding atmosphere. I mean, it was loud in there. It was hard to communicate. They did a great job of getting behind the team at the right times, and so that was pretty outstanding. Really happy with this victory. I mean, again, we had 4 people in double figures, almost 5 tonight. Caitlin did natural Caitlin things, which are spectacular, and but I thought Molly Davis really had a great game as well. Her adjusted field goal percentage is 77%. We had some key rebounds, and for us to out-rebound them by 16 is really good and gave us just extra opportunities, especially, we didn't get to the free throw line really. So that was important that we got those extra opportunities. Hannah Stalkey had 6 O boards, Sid had 3 O boards. It just let us be able to milk the clock at the end.
Hey, Caitlin. Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. Those 2 second half runs that Maryland kind of came back with, as a leader on this team, what do you say in the huddle, and what's it say about you guys as a group that you guys were able to kind of respond in the way you did each time?
Well, I think the biggest thing was at halftime, we knew they were going to make another run. That's just what good teams do. I think at times Maryland's record doesn't show how good Maryland is. Brenda's a really, really good coach. She knows what she's doing. She's had a lot of success here. I really respect her. But I think the message was, they're going to go on a run. I didn't expect them to shrink an 18-point lead in about 4 minutes, but we fouled too much. We got to stop fouling because that stops the clock, and those are just free points. But I think it just shows our maturity. We go to Ohio State, and we have a nice lead there. We blow it and can't really ever gain the momentum back. But here I think we kind of took another step forward, and we were able to tune out the crowd and really execute down the stretch. And like Coach Bluder said, girls step up and get huge O boards there at the end of the game that really allow us to milk a minute and a half of the game off the clock. And Sydney Falter also makes a huge 3 in the corner for us. That was huge play in the game.
Thank you.
So in terms of that last 3-pointer there down the stretch off the second chance bucket, or off the second chance opportunity, how they talked about the rebounding down the stretch, but to get that open of a look and to capitalize, to kind of put the game away, did that feel like a build up to that moment where you guys were constantly getting offensive rebounds, and then that was kind of the dagger?
Yeah, I mean, good things happen when we get O boards. And I think Hannah had about 3 girls on her, so that's why I was so open. But like they said earlier, we did such a great job there at the end of the game and on O boards, and I think that's a big reason as to why we won that game.
Caitlin, Howard Mendel, the Next. Good to see you. With Hannah and also with Addison O'Grady scoring inside, obviously it's a different kind of 5 position that you guys have this year, but just kind of take me through where the progress you think has been there, and if you're where you need to be to get to where you want to go from March and April.
Yeah, I mean, I think they combined for 15 points tonight, so 15 points out of the 5 position is pretty good. I still think we can get them involved a little bit more. I think especially Hannah, get her a few more easier looks, but Molly steps up huge, Kate steps up huge. When you have 3 people in double figures, it's going to be hard to stop, and 25 assists, that's really good numbers for us. But I think it's different. We're running 2 people in and out, and but I thought they were physical. I thought they were strong. They only shoot a combined 14 shots, so it's not really that many. They're both 50% from the field and 15 points. So I still think there's ways we can still get them a little more involved and be a little stronger and set them up for some better looks still.
Hey, Caitlin, 76 all, and you got the ball and buried a 3. I think you dished one to Sydney for a layup that finally seemed to settle things down. What was going through your mind when it was 76 all and they had come back a 3rd time on you guys?
Yeah, I think just being able to get a good shot in that possession, and the crowd was really, really loud. That was probably the loudest the crowd was at that point all night. So, that was a huge shot, and then I think Sydney gets that layup. We get a couple stops on defense that we string together, and then Kate gets another backdoor cut. I thought we did a really good job of backdoor cutting tonight and looking for scores around the rim. We know Maryland plays, out. They're in passing lanes, so look to go backdoor, and people were ready to finish the ball. So, I think that was a huge play in the game, and the crowd's loud. You got to tune it out, and I thought we did a really good job of that.
Caitlin, 38 points from you tonight, but as Coach said, Molly and others stepped up well down the stretch. Can you talk more about how much of a luxury it is to have players that can step up scoring-wise when needed late in the game?
Yeah, I think Molly was tremendous tonight. But that's, Molly's capable to do this every single night. It's not any surprise to me. She's, a really great player. We see this every single day in practice. And, there's some games where she maybe doesn't score as much, but has really great assist numbers. She rebounds the ball well. But I think she was just aggressive from the start. She had a really great first half and then, made some huge shots for us down the stretch. So, we're really, really good when we have multiple people in double figures. That's when we've really been at our best, but I don't feel like that's really been too much of a problem for us this year. It's never really been me scoring all our points. We've been able to find some balance, and that's what we're going to need moving forward if we want to be really successful.
Caitlin, you mentioned tuning out the crowd a couple times. I mean, this is yet another road game where I think tickets were on the secondary market going for over $1,000, sellout atmosphere. Everyone we're talking to saying it's because of you. I'm just curious at this point, has this changed the way that you approach or think about the game given this atmosphere each week for you?
Honestly, not really. I mean, I take it in everywhere I go, and I think I'm just very grateful, and obviously it's changed my life in some ways more than others, just being more aware of my surroundings and stuff like that. But, people spend a lot of time, money, and resources to come see us play, and whenever I step on the court, I just want to have a lot of fun, and I've been able to find a lot of joy and calmness in that. I don't get nervous for these games, honestly. It is what it is. It's basketball. One game is not going to make or break our season, and I just find a calming presence in being around my teammates and having fun playing this game. And we're in February now, so I don't have time to think of any of that, but. I'm just really thankful. I mean, this crowd was incredible, and even there was a lot of Iowa fans here too that were really cheering us on and loud, and good for Maryland. I thought their crowd was great too, supporting them. Their students were great, their band were great, so just a fun atmosphere for sure.
Caitlin, right here.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Congrats on the win, and just given tonight's crowd, like you just touched on, the back and forth, and just the highly competitive nature of a game like this as a whole on a primetime national TV stage. What do you think a game like this does for not just women's college basketball, but women's sports as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just shows how much fun it is to watch. I think that's why, women's sports are getting more and more opportunities to be put on the national stage, and as they should, no matter if it's women's basketball, women's soccer, gymnastics, softball, you can go down the list. It's fun to watch. I watch it. I love it. But I think women's basketball is in a really great place. You look around the country and there's just so many good players, so many good teams battling every single night. Tomorrow I know there's a ton of top 25 matchups. I'm already excited for that. I just love the game. I love getting to watch it, and the parity we have in our game right now, I think that's attracting more and more people to want to turn on the TV and really enjoy our sport. And that's what makes it so fun. Maryland, they're 12-10, but that's they're so much better than that. They're so good, and you have to come and be ready to play every single night, and that's why I love it. And I think that's why people are continuing to tune in. And not only that, but we play a fast style of basketball that's up tempo, and we're going back and forth trading baskets. People want to watch that.
Hey Caitlin, obviously this is the first time you guys have won in Xfinity Center,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Just what is it about Maryland's atmosphere at home and also their confidence at home that's made it difficult to win over the past couple of years? And did you see anything differently tonight, or was it just the luck was on your side?
I think, anytime you play on the road, it's really, really hard in the Big Ten, especially a single play game. This is a huge win for us. Coming in here, obviously Coach Bluder hasn't won here, but Maryland's had really, really good teams. You look up in the Raptors, it's national championship, Final Four, Elite Eight. You can go down the list. There were never a bad loss here in Maryland, and I think that just speaks to what Brenda's been able to do here. And this is a big win for our program. It's a huge road win for us, and anytime you can steal a single play win on the road is huge in Big Ten standings.
Hey, Caitlin. Over here.
Wait, hey,
Sorry.
Steve Carell, USA Today. There were a lot of, you mentioned the Iowa fans here, there's a lot of kids here wearing your jersey. I was just curious what you say to them and what you would say to them, and also, do you feel a responsibility to kind of be a role model to them?
Absolutely. I think, that's one of the privileges of being in the position that I am, is that I get to be a role model, and, our whole entire team gets to be role models. People look up to us, and young girls, young boys, no matter who they are. And I think the thing I would just say to them is, same thing I've said all my career is just dream big. Like I came to Iowa with huge aspirations, and now I'm getting to play in front of 15,000 plus every single night, and that's so cool. Like those are moments that you really can only dream of, and now I'm living it every single day of my life, and that's really special.
This is a question for both Coach Bluder and Caitlin as well. Kyle Andrews, Press Box Online. Number one, I know going back to last year when you were at Penn State, you had that triple-double. And just thinking back to that time and then having, that kind of experience versus here now, you have this huge crowd, everyone's involved. It's loud, it's boisterous. What just excited you about this opportunity versus, playing in an environment that might not have been as loud? I mean, what changes with that for you?
I think it's honestly just what our team has become used to at this point. Whether it was on our run, all last season we had 10,000 plus at home, and then we go on, the magical run that we go on, and we're playing in front of, sold out crowds every single step of the way. And, it's changed whether we are on the road or at home. There's always huge crowds, but I think our team has just become, just used to it. I think that's the biggest thing is like, nobody shies away from these moments, whether you're coming off the bench, whether you're in the starting five. It's just what you're used to at this point, and you don't have much say in it, so you better embrace it. And really, more than anything, it's really good for women's basketball. So just enjoy every single moment. We only have a few more Big Ten regular season games, so it's special.
Hey, Lisa and Molly, I wanted to ask you about Molly and Molly about yourself. I remember last year at the NCAA tournament, Molly was playing maybe just a handful of minutes. What has she done to become a big game player? And Molly, do you feel like you have become a big game player? I mean, I think every time Gus Johnson announces you have a monster game.
No, I think Molly's been playing very, very well, and we really needed that to happen. For us to do what we want to do, everybody knows about Caitlin, but we have to have those other people step up and contribute. I thought Molly was fabulous, especially in the first half. I thought she was tremendous, and she's always been there, but Molly's not a person that is going to say, give me the ball. She just isn't. She's a person that wants this team to win, whatever that role is. This game, it was that we needed her to step up. She had 17 points. Another game, it might be that she has 6 assists. She doesn't care. I give her a compliment and she turns red. She's just a player that loves to play the game and has no care about statistics at all.
Yeah, I think we need to get Gus on the call a little bit more. But no,
ask.
I think just my confidence from this year to last year, just doing whatever the team needs me, and they were finding me there in that first half off of boards, and just kind of just being aggressive from the get-go is not something that I necessarily do every game. But yeah, just taking what the defense was giving me.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.